your wildest dreams did you imagine you'd be able to afford a sporty car? Well, now, with the Vauxhall Astra SXs from just £9,800, you can. So go wild. Live your dreams.
Morning, Vicar.
The Vauxhall Astra SXs, once driven, forever smitten.
Those were the types of ads that you saw in the 90s, basically. I don't know how old most of you are, but I surely don't remember this kind of ad. But that's what the 90s were all about. Basically, from a consumer perspective, the only way of getting information about products and stuff like that was through, media such as television, radio, print, above-the-line advertising. And basically, the consumers didn't have that much power, so to speak. They were, you'd advertise the Vauxhall Corsa or the Vauxhall car. If you're interested in a car, you might go to the dealership and try to buy that car. Or you go to the dealership directly and you'll ask the dealership for advice and potentially buy a car. But that power shift has actually changed now with the rise of digital. And the power has actually shifted to the consumer rather than with businesses. With the rise of digital, think about all the information you have access to, especially using search. Now, think about the last purchase that you made. What did you do? Anyone? Did you use search to kind of find cheaper prices and stuff like that? That's something that in the 90s you couldn't do. Imagine my parents, trying to find their first laptop or computer. They would just actually go and buy it. They wouldn't actually do price comparison and stuff like that. So it's really, really important to understand that actually search drives a lot of this digital behavior in terms of transferring that power from the businesses to the users. And that's something that it's quite important to remember all the time. Now I have a question for you. Quiz time. Sorry, I don't have any presents or anything because I had to run down from Tottenham Court Road. But I want to ask you guys, and whoever wins, basically. In 1998, how many pages were there indexed on the web? Anyone? Just shout out. I heard 200. Anyone else? Down here? Random guess. Million? Yeah, I've got a million here. No idea. Some people shaking their heads, not understanding the question. Or sorry? 5 million? 26 million in 1998, right? That's a lot of indexed pages that people could potentially access through the internet. How about in 2000? Any guesses? 100 million. Anyone else? 1 billion indexed pages. How about in 2012? 8.7. Very specific. Good guess. A trillion? 15 billion. 40 plus billion. So we just kind of passed the 40 billion mark. So it's so difficult to imagine these numbers in real terms. But that's a massive amount of information, knowledge, and products out there, websites out there, and pages that you need to sift through to find that information. So with the shift of power, there's also the problem of too much knowledge, too much information out there. And so what search actually does, if you look at this graph, which is, I didn't draw this by the way, is that search enables you to kind of scour through that haystack of information, 40 billion plus pages, to find that one information that you're looking for, that one piece of information as quickly as possible, right? That's the whole point of Google, is to get you to your destination as quickly as possible. So let's take a look at a search query, shoes, right? Do you see that number up there? I know a lot of you might not even realize this when you're searching, but within 0.2 seconds, it's actually looked through over 1 billion pages to get you that information. That's massive. That's, that's amazing. Yep?
What happens to the other 38 plus billion pages it hasn't looked through? Will it ever look through those again, or is there a way?
So the way the cache, basically it's cached data that it looks through, so cached websites and web pages. So it already categorizes certain queries in buckets, basically, so which means it doesn't have to go through the entire 40 billion plus pages. Well, great question. Any other questions? No? And what does that represent from a consumer perspective? What that represents is over 9,000 web searches a second just in the UK per second. There are 9,000 of those happening, right?
So as you know, the future marketeers of the digital era, so to speak, what you need to understand is how big this actually is, and how for granted we take it, if that makes any sense. And the other thing is the growth of other devices. So not just the size of queries happening, but again, technology has actually shifted that power to consumers by providing more devices. So think about maybe 5 years ago when we didn't really have smartphones or tablet devices. You're on your way home, you want to research a product, you have to wait till you get home to do that. Holidays, same thing. But now with the rise of tablet devices, mobile devices, etc., what happens is that that shift of power has increased even more. You can access information from whenever you want, and on any device, in front of the television, in your bed, whatever. So that's something to think about.